Think we're going to just let this one go? The President of the United States, our President Donald J. Trump, illegally surveilled, allegedly, in the White House while he was president. This is according to government prosecutors. No, we're not going to let this one go. All right. Yes, I know Ukraine is a big story. It looks like perhaps the invasion is not going to happen. I hope so. And the convoy in Canada, I love those truckers. But this is important. Now, the fake news is pretending it's not important. They're pretending maybe it didn't happen at all, or it's too complicated, or they just don't want to be bothered. It's not too complicated. Picture a rogue IT guy, all right, that your company hires who comes in and wants to destroy you and help your competitor. That's what we're talking about here. In court papers filed by John Durham, because he said, we know that the Mueller investigation at this point was a total joke, all right? Not according to Durham, but according to a lot of people in the know. That's why he was appointed. Tech executive number one and his associates exploited internet traffic at 3 locations. Trump Tower. All right, very important. We had some inkling of that already. Number 2, the Trump Central Park West apartment building here in Manhattan. Most explosively, most importantly, the executive office of the President of the United States. Again, this is not from some blogger. This is from prosecutors, federal prosecutors for the Department of Justice. Inside that court filing from John Durham, it says as follows: tech executive number 1 exploited his access to non-public internet data in connection with a pending federal government cybersecurity research contract. Contractors. The guy was essentially working there and had access to this stuff. It goes on. Let's see. Tech executive number 1's employer had come to access and maintain dedicated servers for the Executive Office of the President, EOP, as part of a sensitive arrangement. We believe that's code for top secret material this guy had access to. It goes on to say as follows. Tech executive 1 exploited this arrangement by mining the Executive Office of the President's DNS traffic, internet traffic, and other data. Basically, he was looking for dirt on Trump. And whatever he found, he portrayed it in the most negative light possible. Although, turns out, it wasn't negative. He was saying that this was suspicious activity, and now the government prosecutors know it's not suspicious. Again, not some blogger. Take a look at the indictment and at the filing from late last week. This is the United States of America versus Michael Sussman. I love that. The United States of America versus Michael Sussman. And who is Michael Sussman? He's a Washington, D.C. lawyer who was doing work for the campaign of Hillary Clinton and also for tech executive number 1. Something else I love about this story, it's not anonymous. Prosecutors, their names are on these filings. This isn't some Mueller-style leak. These are names. You can find out actually their email addresses in these court documents. If you want to send them a note, you can. This is very different from how Robert Mueller operated. Remember that for 2 years? All those creepy leaks, anonymous reporters were always citing, well, anonymous sources. Here's an example of that. All these headlines about Russiagate, 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 government officials who spoke anonymously, an unnamed source, and it goes on and on. Anonymous sources, according to U.S. officials. All that garbage when they're afraid to put their name on it, when they're just trying to destroy somebody. And here it is, out loud.
Unnamed sources are saying it ultimately benefited the Trump administration.
Sources tell CNN there was constant communication during the 2016 campaign between Russian operatives and top aides to then candidate Donald Trump.
Citing 2 sources familiar with the matter.
Intelligence officials with direct access to the information now believe with a high level of confidence that Russian President Vladimir Putin became personally involved in that covert effort to interfere in America's presidential race.
We know with a high level of certainty that Russia collusion was a hoax. But this little style of reporting can do very well for you in the Beltway. Pulitzer Prizes for everybody, the New York Times, the Washington Post, all on, well, a series of lies and smears. Fast forward to right now, and we have real information that the president of the United States was surveilled by forces loyal to Hillary Clinton, and she may have had a role in it herself. You would think that that would be a big issue for the deputy White House press secretary. No. She got 26 questions on other things. This finally came up once, and it was cheerfully dismissed.
I refer you to Department of Justice. I can't speak to that from here. Go ahead.
All right, simple as that. Go call the DOJ. Next question. Now, what do they do to the spokespeople, men and women, under Donald Trump about Russia?
You guys seem completely obsessed with this while there are a lot of other things happening around the country. And frankly, a lot of other things that people care a lot more about. The media refuses to cover it. And I think that's the distraction. Instead of the focus being constantly on tax cuts and tax reform, my guess is if you look at the records, the questions that I take in here day out have far more to do with an investigation that frankly most Americans don't care too much about, and a whole lot less to do with policies that actually impact them.
And one of the reasons why Americans didn't care all that much about the investigation, I think we kind of knew in our bones that it was nonsense. And it turned out that we were right. It was nonsense. And so was he, President Trump.
Ultimately, I'm always right.
Early in his presidency, he shocked the world, again on Twitter, that, well, he said he was spied on. Take a look. Terrible. Just found out that Obama had my wires tapped in Trump Tower just before the victory. Nothing found. This is McCarthyism. Now, he's been more than backed up. This has been more than substantiated.